Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. No nation, it is indeed true. The Clarendon suspect has indeed confessed to the gruesome slaying of a mother and her 4 youth. Now, what is also being discussed is that the Jamaica Constabulary Force will have to make special arrangements for the suspect to be housed until his court appearance is finalized, seeing that this case has rocked the entire country. They're saying that he might even be in danger while behind the bars. Are true. The gruesome nature of the slaying, the fact that he slayed someone who is from that parish while he is not a resident of the parish, a beloved citizen, a hard-working citizen, our youth them, our next leaders of the country, our next changers of Wagwan upon the Jamaican island were taken by this individual committing a cruel and senseless act. We're going to point that out too. Senseless act. This was not for any revolutionary reasons. This was not an individual who was committing crimes and this person stopped them from continue committing crimes. No. This person do this just because basically they just them wicked. But talk to me in the comment section, nation. Do you believe that based on the nature of the crime, the fact that this was an innocent individual whose life was taken, not only her life, but the life of our 4 youth them, and we hear about the age of the youth them, that alone still has the entire nation traumatized to this day. Of course, him now can just be housed with other individuals. They might go pick him feather. They have to go put him somewhere by himself. Of course, there were people who wanted the citizens of the parish to be the ones who apprehended him. However, he speedily left the parish and returned home. And that's the next thing I'm ever issue with. The fact that him could just leave the woman place and go home. She not approve or whatever you do in her yard, a fear yard. You don't have no right to get invited to somebody's place and feel like you have the permission to do as you will. Especially after them tell you, say, no, you don't have the permission to do as you will. You not go back to where you come from. You're not born and raised there. It's not your house. There's no way, no form of justification. There's no reason for this. Him can't say, is an argument developed and this happened in self-defense. That out. Want to the youth them. Where's the self-defense there? The fact that the victim told other individuals, you see man sharp something. This was premeditated. That's why the people might discuss capital punishment and they say these are the cases that would be fitting to have a ruling like that handed out by a judge. A serious reasoning. Because there are other individuals who are saying that as the world and the society moves forward, we will find different ways to tackle the issues of crime and violence. And that state-sanctioned violence against criminals would not be a step forward. I get to them and say, when we speak of the utopia and that mindset and where we would like the world to be, we must also understand the individuals that say, when they say, yo, based on some people's actions, their deeds, you can judge them by it. And you can see where their mindset is at. You will see if these are individuals who can be rehabilitated. It's complicated. I don't have all the answers. All I can say is this situation and this case is one that will be paid close attention by the people. With what go on with crime and violence at this point, we see that the issue is true. Evidence gathering is a major issue. The suspect was not charged. He confessed. And then he was charged. Insufficient evidence was gathered. Right now, to its state, it seems as if prosecutors will be relying heavily on his confession to secure a conviction, not necessarily focusing on the evidence when they have against him, even though they are still gathering said evidence. Because there must be a a weapon used to inflict wounds seen, garments must have been discarded, things of that nature. And of course, law enforcement is still working the case. They have listed no other suspects, and the only suspect they have listed is now in custody. As I say, some are saying that special housing might be needed, as the fact that what him do and something people like us overlook. Now on to the other stories making headlines today. I'm not know if you see the video, but the constabulary force have confirmed that, first and foremost, no operation is carried out by a single officer. However, a detective can follow up a lead by himself. So a single detective can show up on a scene to either follow up questions with individuals and, talk about the case itself. In this particular situation though, not only did the conversation get heated, the way the officer brandished and used his state-issued firearm, if he is indeed an officer, might be a criminal offense. I'm not going to see the video that will contain the reasoning. Look and listen.
Yo, check out the blood clot. Check out your phone. General. General, all right. Richie, Richie, I eat him. What you talking for? They can't lie that there. What is with what? They can't lie that there. They can't lie that there. Right, they can't lie that there. I eat him. But your blood clot left you make him a run. Yo, General, no. Where you gonna do? No one police or anything you come just send yourself if you do your work to be professional. What they bumbo clock? Hey, let me show you this. If you do your work, you do that professional bumbo one. You think you can?
Yes, nation. First and foremost, we're going to say this. In communities across the Jamaican island, there's a slight distrust for certain members of the security forces. And this has been continually perpetuated by the actions of a few members of the security forces themselves. Some who try to use the law to their own advantage, bend the law to their will, and in majority of these cases find themselves on the opposite side of the law, even though either they are not aware or they think citizens are not aware. Remember, some individuals actually know their rights to the T. They know what them cannot do, and they also know what law enforcement cannot do. He stated something very true though. If that individual had come any closer and even touched him, the situation might have been different. Now, if it's a respect to him friend, we draw him with. Kind of the heat of the moment, him probably just heated, not 100% thinking straight. But it could have be a different outcome. And that's why law enforcement have to know what they do when they engage with citizens. Citizens' rights are something where law enforcement out there to protect. I wonder if them remember that. When we say serve and protect, what do you feel like them are serve and protect? They are serving the people, even though some would say it is not true. They are to be serving the people, protecting the people, meaning protecting the people physically and also protecting their rights. That is why when an accident takes place on the road, when an officer follow the mediate and based on the road code, who is wrong is given the wrong. I feel like some officers have forgotten that. Actually forgotten the purpose of the job. I will know the job strenuous, especially for detectives. These things like homicide and things of that nature where sometimes the cases take whole heap of months or years sometimes. Heavy stress. We know that. But some are saying that the way the video shows this seems like either a personal issue or something like that. Something go wrong. But the problem is it never looked like any of these individuals knew the detectives on the scene. If them did know him, probably that'd be a different case. Like if we hear them call him by his first name or even by his surname, it's like some form of acquaintance was made. It never seemed that way. It seemed like this was an officer in an area that he was, I wouldn't say unfamiliar with because I'm forward there, but an area where the citizens and the residents of the lane or the avenue or the street were unfamiliar with him. Didn't seem to be an officer assigned to that division. Problem I got there. Of course, the JCF I got look into that video. It got get come through. Tell me if you feel like it happened to the officer. Do you feel like he was within his right as an officer? Do him do? Or do you think the unprofessional way that he entered this community or this lane, this part of the community, and started to do, if it was his job, was what led to the matter in the first place? And that brandishing his weapon and using it to de-escalate the situation, even though it slightly worked, almost made it worse, was criminal in nature. And talk to me, let me know if you feel like actions like these help to break down the kind of trust and communication with communities have with law enforcement. Remember, if the citizens don't feel as if law enforcement is there for their benefit, it's not going to work out good. They're going to make the job only harder. Members of law enforcement have stated this, stressed it. So what you know? The actions of some make it hard for them to do their job, even when they might do them job in the right way. Talk to me in the comment section. You want the sentiments for those who don't. Well, if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content. As soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them, sister, and them, brother, them. For check out the channel, check out the reasoning. Join the discussion in the comment section 24/7. It never lock yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Now, until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours, of course, want to live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.